one of the best in the business when it comes to studying this game and understanding the draft. He was big on Bo Nix when everyone else seemed to be down on Bo Nix. Talked to him about that yesterday. So always a good time. Yeah, always a good time to talk to Chad because he knows a thing or two about this thing called football.
Yeah, Chad Ryder and Kevin Kistner. Bo from day one. And Cecil Lammey. All right, well, Chad has the mock out. I want to learn from you the things that he talked about and his reasons of liking Bo early when none did. Well, he's got a splash, man, and it's the Broncos making that big splash in round one. In Chad Reuter's mock draft, it's a 4-round mock, and you said he's eventually going to get to a full 7-round mock draft.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, man, that guy, Chad, I respect the grind, my man.
Craziness.
In Chad's mock, he has the Broncos trading their first, so they lose their 20th, and their second, which is 51st, to Dallas, who would then get their 20th and 51st pick. And you know what the Broncos do? At number 12, they go get Tyler Warren. So they get their guy in Tyler Warren, even after adding a guy in Evan Ingram in the offseason. Cecil, I mean, it would be the biggest splash of the draft if this were to come true, because the Broncos have already got a lot of eyeballs on them, what they were able to do in free agency. Now you go get the best offensive threat that can do multiple things. Maybe Genty's more of an offensive threat with the ball in his hands, but Warren can do multiple things from his position. It would be looked at as, wow, they've arrived. Sean's not messing around.
Yeah.
Bo's ready to roll. And you know what everybody else would be saying? Super Bowl 60's theirs until it isn't.
Uh-oh.
That's what they'd be saying.
How to putt. That's what they'd be saying. Because this is a wild idea, but what is Sean Payton known for, especially in the first round? Some wild ideas. Now, sometimes they work out, sometimes they do not, but it depends on if he falls in love with the guy so much so that he's got to have him. And I want today at 10:18 on March 25th, I want pretty much everyone out there to stop comparing Taysom Hill to Tyler Warren. I think it's a bunk comparison.
Can we just stop talking about Taysom Hill in general? He's not good.
I thought you would like that. I thought you would like that take. But and just studying Warren's game, he's the best whatever you want him to be in this draft. Colson Loveland may be the better tight end. But if you ask someone like, where's the Bowers bump? Who is the most Brock Bowers like? Where can the Broncos find that sort of guy? It's about the same spot in this mock from Chad Ryder where the Broncos move up to 12. Well, Brock Bowers, amazing, awesome, right? He was the 13th pick last year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
like
so
that.
To think that it can't happen for a weapon like that, we've just seen him come into the league. Warren is that guy. You think about what he can do as a blocker, what he can do as in terms of versatility and moving around the formation, and then red zone. I asked Chad, point blank period, who is the best player? Actually, Mace asked him. This was Mace's question. Who is the best player that can help Bo the most this year? All options on the table. Chad's answer, Tyler Warren.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I mean, it would be huge, man. You and I said yesterday our position power rankings or pecking order for draft, and you still had a couple of tight ends on it. You talked me into adding that second tight end because of what that was, man. This would put, I mean, you think about this. Evan Ingram on the 2-year deal. You have a rookie, a wide receiver room with two now going to be second-year players, a third-year player.
Right.
And then the vet becomes Cortland Sutton, who's 30 years old, and who knows what that looks like moving forward. We talk about cores a lot in other sports.
Yeah.
Think about that offensive core. Bo Nix, I mean, that's the one, right? Even the offensive lineman in front of him. Quinn Miners is still there as a younger fella. They have to figure out what's going to happen on the left and right side with some aging tackles, but they're there for the next couple of years. Then you're going to get a running back in the draft as well. That's going to be a core piece. You already have that tight end piece. You have Troy Franklin. Will he develop? That's TBD. You have Devon Bailey. He's already showing signs of development. Marvin Mims, already signs of development. Dude, those are 5 or 6 guys we're talking about of an offensive core where 3-4 years ago, hell, 2 years ago, we were desperate to find one of those
Exactly,
names.
right. So now you make this move, and by the way, they get a 5th rounder back.
Okay.
So for people saying, like, that's giving up too much for Tyler Warren, actually it's not, because you just changed the value of that other pick. It's not a 2nd rounder anymore. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's a 5th rounder, and you don't currently have a 5th rounder. So you don't have that gap between the 4th round and then those 3 picks in the 6th round.
So the only round you would not be picking in is the 2nd.
Second
and
and
the
seventh because they don't have
yeah.
a seventh.
And
But
who
like,
cares about the
well,
seventh?
and you can always grab something,
Yeah.
trade next year, get back in the seventh, whatever. But this move for Tyler Warren would be bold, and it makes a lot of sense based on that price tag and based on who Warren could be for Bo. And I think, and in talking to Chad yesterday, he said the identity of this team is Bo Nix. So moving forward,
I like hearing that.
everything
You hear that,
needs
Kistner?
yeah, everything needs to be set up to help Bo the most. And how do you do that? Now, Ashton Genty certainly would, but Chad insists that the Raiders aren't going to let him get past 6.
He was pretty adamant about that.
Yeah, I hate that. It sucks, but if that's the way it's going to be, well, then guess what? You got to go in your direction, and your direction could include a big move for Tyler Warren, the best whatever you want to be in this draft. I still think Colson Loveland's the best tight end, just from a like nerd, like he's technically a tight end. Tyler Warren's whatever, and not Taysom Hill. Like to call him Taysom Hill or the new Taysom Hill is actually quite disrespectful.
Yeah.
It's quite disrespectful. And you can always get a running back, as Chad's mock has the Broncos taking a running back.
Okay. Yeah, and that's the other part of this because in Chad's mock, it's 4 rounds. In the third round, which is pick 85, I just think the name's cool. He's got a Mississippi edge rusher coming to Denver named Princely Umanmielen. Umanmielen, I
Yeah.
think is how you say it. I just want to be like, hey, Princely, you want to come over here and do a hit with me and Cecil? I just want to yell Princely out loud as much as possible.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I would like that addition.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome there as well. So you get another edge player, and edge is always a premium pick, no matter how many you've got. You want to have waves of pass rushers to send after people, and that's what Princely, I'm just going to call him Princely, would bring to the table for the Denver Broncos. So you love seeing that. And there's a little bit, and some fans may remember Will McDonald from Iowa State.
Oh, yeah.
There's a little bit of Will McDonald to his game.
Okay.
So
That's not bad.
I like the idea, and I still like the idea of getting a running back.
Well, and then at number 122, that's exactly what Chad Ryder says. And it is Cam Scattaboo at 122.
Oh.
Coming from Arizona State, the little bowling ball with feet, man. That dude obviously made a huge name for himself being the star of Arizona State and taking them to where he took them this season in his final year. So I think a lot of Broncos fans, and you know this because I see it on the text line 1,000 times
All the
asking
time.
you the question,
Right.
what you think of Cam Scattaboo. So Broncos country would be fired up for that. Is Cam, I mean, we're talking about a 4th rounder here. Is this a guy that you pick and you go, starter, right there, that's what we're looking for? Or is there still some things to learn?
Well, what you go with Scattaboo is like, there's your starter, and someone's going to get 50% of the snaps. So whereas, and Alvin Kamara is a high level of play to get to for a guy that's never been a 1,000-yard rusher. But that high level of play and the blend of power and speed, I did ask Chad, like, who's the most Kamara? He's like, I do love Quinshon Judkins, but I'm not going to say that he's Kamara, so one of the Ohio State backs. I said, what about Trevion Henderson? He said he doesn't have the power of Kamara, which is true.
Okay.
Right? Because Kamara has a rare blend of power and speed. Not a lot of backs do. Henderson's not a power guy. He's certainly a speed guy as well. Judkins is more of the power guy, and he's got a little bit of speed. So maybe that could be an answer as well. But this time, it's Scattaboo. I know fans would love that. He's got to work on his wind. Basically, his conditioning, I mean, he's puking on the field.
Yeah, new guy in the corner puking his guts out.
Exactly. But it helps solve one. You need 2 pieces to solve this running back puzzle.
Okay.
One of them could be Cam Scattaboo.
All right. I like it. I love the mock draft from Chad Ryder. Again, Broncos country, you tell us how you feel. You get Tyler Warren, you end up with Cam Scattaboo. You do lose your 2nd, but pick up a 5th along the way. I am all in. What say you? 303-713-1043 on the RamosLaw.com text line. Put your name